We're continuing with our lead story tonight on the review of the 1999 Constitution. Joining us now is a constitutional lawyer and rights activist, Clement Wankwo, who joins us from Abuja. Mr. Wankwo, thank you for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is not the first time that we have seen, an exercise, this magnitude holding across the country. The 7th and 8th National Assembly also did the same thing. But for the first of the 2 days, what are your thoughts on the process so far?
I think it's important, like you rightly mentioned, that citizens are able to contribute to the process. It must also be noted that what is going on here is the public hearing of the Senate, the zonal hearings. The House of Representatives would also go around the country next week. And of course, both houses may decide to hold a joint national hearing in Abuja, but I do know that the Senate is planning that next week as well. I think what is important, and we've seen that, is that citizens are able to come out to these centers, they're able to speak their minds, they're able to make a contribution to the process. And the hope is that in these public hearings, apart from the fact that there are bills which have already been submitted to the National Assembly, that these public hearings will provide opportunity for citizens to say what it is that they need to see in the Constitution. We all have challenges and criticisms of the Constitution as it is, or as was given Nigerians, but the reality we have today, of course, is that there is a Constitution. There are gaps in the implementation of the Constitution. There are challenges with it, and citizens are speaking up to say that they would like to see specific changes made or specific additions or even removals of clauses or sections in the Constitution. Looking at what is going on around the country with these public hearings, I think so far it looks really good that people are coming out and participating.
But look at the timing, though, of the constitutional review. I know that this is the result of an ongoing conversation that has been going on, especially this year, considering the security challenges that Nigeria has faced and Nigerians are still facing. What would you consider the most important thing necessary to consider, as leaders and as citizens discuss?
I think both chambers and the Senate, Deputy Senate President had put out his points of the committee, that the issues that the committee have already received memoranda or have bills already within the committee. But looking at both chambers, what is sticking out is the fact that there are conversations around judicial reform. There are conversations about electoral reform. There are conversations about women participation. And certainly with what you in Owerri with the representative of the local government union, there are issues related to local government autonomy. So clearly, these four issues, women participation, local government autonomy, judicial reform, electoral reform, these are key issues that are very important, and I think it's really key that the National Assembly is able to decide that some of these critical issues are important to examine and ensure that the gaps and the loopholes are tackled.
Now, very quickly, you think that a new constitution could emerge out of this?
It wouldn't be a new constitution. It would be an altered constitution. We have so far 4 alterations to the constitution. This would be the 5th alteration to the constitution. We do know, of course, that there are conversations that are bigger about actually looking at this constitution and deciding on whether it is the constitution given to Nigeria by Nigerians. But certainly this would be the 5th alteration where it's to go the full hog, and we have less than 2 years to the next election. So really the challenge is for the National Assembly to expedite action on this process and ensure that pressing issues are addressed within the context of what is going on at this time.
I couldn't agree more. The pressure is on. Clement Wankwo, thank you again for joining us on the News at 10.